Historically in the Methow watershed, beaver were abundant. Trappers from far and wide came through the Pacific Northwest, so we know by the late 1800s and early 1900s that the majority of beaver had been removed from the Methow. And these anecdotal accounts are one of the key bits of information that we have that is helping guide the Methow Beaver Project in terms of developing suitable areas for the re-release and reintroduction of beaver into the landscape.
Beavers cause problems for people. They will block culverts, they'll cut down apple trees, decorative shrubs. We're not going to have them everywhere, but we're going to try to have them everywhere in the National Forest. So we get a call from a private landowner or the state, run down, set live traps for beavers. We try to capture the whole family. If there's a whole family there, we want all of them.
Male and female beavers look the same, so when we get them here at the hatchery, we'll have to sample them. And the beaver bag is designed so that when the beavers come out, they go straight into a secure, tightened space where we can work with them.
In 2 minutes, we can determine the sex of a beaver, put a tag in the tail, and release it into the raceway.
The beavers are here for anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks until they gather or trap enough beavers from a certain location and they consider them one family prior to moving them out to that location.
Probably one of the most valuable tools for the project is our geographic information systems, where we have all the different layers that allow us to piece together where the best places for beavers are.
And then we go field review them and determine, all right, we think we can get beavers to stay here.
It still has enough water to be able to keep beavers here.
Here in 8 Mile, it's a drainage that used to have a lot of beaver activity. We're trying to get good as we can at beaver establishment.
They'll go out and do a little prep, build a starter lodge for them, and we'll take them out, release them, and hope they stay.
The idea is to get them to stay in there for several hours after we leave. We put them in the back and then chew their way out through the entrance. And then at that time, hopefully later in the day, they can come out and begin to explore their environment and maybe say, hey, this isn't so bad. This is a lot better than it was in our concrete holding facility, and instead it's much more natural. So then the goal is for them to just settle in and begin to make that their new home. I like the fact that we're putting little tiny water reservoirs all over the upper part of this watershed. It's significantly in tune with what's gone on there for thousands of years.
We also have temperature loggers, and these temperature loggers are part of a long-term study determining what the creeks are doing naturally, and the after effect below our beaver establishments will hopefully show the difference in temperature from groundwater release from the beaver ponds.
It's been fun for me to work on this project and share what we do with school groups and people here in the valley to try to help them understand why in the world are you doing what you're doing.
Beaver provide an amazing amount of ecosystem service, providing a diversity of habitat. When we start spreading water out on a landscape, there are a lot of species, both plant and animal, that depend on water inundation for their survival.
Beaver Project, especially in the context of climate change, really offers us an opportunity to restore some of the resilience we've lost in the watershed. There's sort of a novelty of talking to people about salmon using beavers. They don't expect that. But the two species are co-evolved. And we have found that in the areas where we have healthy beaver populations, we have an awful lot of rearing habitat for healthy salmon populations. Beaver restoration is cheap compared to every other aspect of restoration for salmon that we do.
Just seeing them change the landscape in a blink of an eye for the better is the most rewarding part.